The power of not reacting. The classroom was loud, but for Arjun, everything faded into a single sharp sound, the insult thrown at him. Laughter followed. Desks creaked as students leaned forward to watch his reaction. Arjun clenched his fists so tightly his nails dug into his palms. His face burned. His heart raced. Every part of him wanted to shout back, to prove he wasn't weak. Just then, a calm voice cut through the noise. "If you react right now," his grandfather said quietly from the back of the room, "you'll lose something far more valuable than your pride." Arjun didn't understand what that meant. All he knew was that the world felt unfair. At school, classmates teased him for asking questions. On the playground, boys pushed his buttons on purpose, waiting for him to explode. And every time he did, they laughed harder. His anger gave them exactly what they wanted. That evening, Arjun stormed into his house. He threw his school bag into a corner and said, "I'm tired of being treated like nothing." His grandfather listened without interrupting. He always did. His silence wasn't empty. It felt heavy, as if it carried years of experience. When Arjun finally stopped talking, his grandfather asked him to sit beside him on the veranda. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange and gold. "Tell me," the old man said gently, "what happens after you get angry?" Arjun thought for a moment. "I feel strong, for a moment. Then everything gets worse." The grandfather nodded. "That's because anger gives you the illusion of power, but it actually steals it." Seeing Arjun's confusion, the old man stood up and walked toward the garden. He pointed at a tall tree swaying in the wind. "That tree survives storms not because it fights the wind, but because it doesn't react to it. It bends, adjusts, and stays standing." That night, his grandfather shared stories from his own life, how people mocked his quiet nature, how they tried to provoke him, and how he learned painful truth. "Every reaction," he said, "is like handing someone the steering wheel of your mind. The moment someone controls your emotions, they control you." A few days later, Arjun faced his hardest test. In front of the entire class, a boy insulted him loudly. The room went silent. Everyone waited for Arjun's usual explosion. His chest tightened. His ears rang. He remembered every time he had lost control and how it always ended badly. This time, he paused. For a second, it felt like the world stopped. Arjun slowly closed his notebook, stood up, and moved to another seat. No shouting, no anger, just silence. The teacher continued the lesson. The boy who insulted him looked confused. Something had changed. At first, Arjun felt weak. Not reacting felt uncomfortable, almost wrong. But slowly another feeling replaced it: clarity. He could think better, focus better, learn better. Days passed, then weeks. While others wasted time arguing, Arjun practiced. While others laughed, he studied. His marks improved. His confidence grew. People stopped mocking him. Some even began asking him for help. One evening, while walking with his grandfather, Arjun said quietly, "They don't tease me anymore." His grandfather smiled, "Because they no longer control you." "But sometimes I still feel angry," Arjun admitted. "That's normal," the old man replied. "Not reacting doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you choose what deserves your energy." Years passed. Arjun grew taller, stronger, calmer. Life tested him again and again, with failure, pressure, criticism, but he remembered the lesson. He paused, he thought, he responded only when it mattered. One day, Arjun stood on a stage being praised for his achievements. Applause filled the hall. In the crowd, his grandfather watched silently, just as he always had. In that moment, Arjun understood something powerful. Every time he didn't react, he was building discipline. Every time he stayed calm, he was building strength. And every time he focused on growth instead of noise, he was building success. The world never stopped trying to provoke him. He just stopped letting it win.